Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have my good friend and Wanderlust CEO here, Lori from Sojourney Travel. Lori, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so excited we get to spend this time together this morning because normally I'll do case studies at the end of a program, but you're one of my Wanderlust CEOs and you are about a fourth of the way in the program and you're just having the greatest success. So I thought, why not do a while you're in the program interview so we can kind of share everything that's happened in your amazing journey so far. So thank you for joining us today.
Oh, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share our success.
It's been amazing. So talk to me a little bit about where were you before starting the Wanderlust CEO year-long mastermind and where's your business now? You started in January,
We
and
started,
we just started into May. So
yes,
just yeah,
yes.
not even 4 months because it was end of January.
No. So last year before COVID, everything's pre-COVID and post-COVID now.
Yeah.
Before COVID, I was on track to have my first $1 million year. And of course, the bottom fell out and I wound up finishing the year right under 400,000. So it wasn't awful, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And while everything was low, my husband and I said, we've got time on our hands. Why don't we start something new? And so we just decided to do it. And we were going to wait and delay, 8 or 10 months. And the more we got to thinking about how slow everything was, towards the end of the year, everything was just toast by then.
Yeah.
We might as well do it now. I mean, it's probably easier to start a business with, at the time, I think I had 200,000 or 300,000 on the books for this year. Easier to start at that point than it is $1 million on the books.
Sure.
And so January 6th, we created the LLC and it has been like full force, 90 miles an hour ever since. Yeah.
I love
So
it.
17 advisors with 3 more applications right now and crazy growth.
That's
So
amazing. And you went from departing with another relationship because you were an agent, right? Working under a
yes,
different setup.
yes.
And you needed help specifically with, you came to me and said, Cyndi, I want to know how to start a team. What should I be doing? How do I get this thing up and running? And I remember that conversation with you and your husband at the end of January. And you said to me, I'll never forget, you said, so basically, because you've never did any of my programs before, you went straight into the year long, but you said, so basically all this stuff I'm struggling with, all this stuff I'm overwhelmed with, I can just go here and get the answer or have someone to help me or, get in these places. And I'm like, yeah. And no one in the industry is teaching this stuff, right? So
No.
here we are just over 90 days later, 17 ICs and sales through the roof. Are you comfortable sharing your sales?
Yeah, we just crossed, we're at about, probably at the end of the day, we'll be around 715,000.
Oh my gosh, let me hit the celebration button. 90 days, you guys. That's
I
amazing.
know, it's crazy to think
So
that by
crazy.
June, or July, we could be $1 million business already.
Oh
It's
yeah, for sure. No doubt you're gonna hit
fun.
7 figures and then maybe multiple 7 figures at this point. So that is super exciting because you're just getting started, right? A lot of those agents in your pool right now are new, and so that's gonna be a progression. What do
Actually,
you
all
think?
of them are new. All
Oh,
of them
are new.
are
Yeah,
brand, never been in the travel industry before.
that's
So,
amazing.
mhm.
So, what do you think the Wanderlust CEO Mastermind has helped you with the most so far as you've embarked on scaling your own agency?
I mean, everything from helping me figure out the whole seller of travel thing to how do I get my IATA to how do I manage leads. That's what we're currently working on, is implementing that. That has been a huge thing for me, is like letting go of my business to other people and trusting them with these people that have become my friends and some are like my family, but helping me realize that I can't be an Indian and a chief. I can't sell and CEO. And so to do what I need to do effectively, I need to offload that business. And you guys have really been instrumental in helping me learn where my boundaries are for that. And it's just having that support system where I can go in anytime, and even if it's the most ridiculously silly question in the CEO realm, nobody makes me feel like an idiot most of the time. Sometimes the GIFs are a side jab and they make me laugh and think, oh, yeah, Google could have answered that question for me. The things I tell my own advisors, but yeah, so much. Like I told my husband, I said the first month and a half paid for itself, really,
Yep.
So it's been transforming for me as an owner / CEO to have people to come alongside me and basically hold my hand, because I'm a kinesthetic learner. Show me. Don't just tell me, show me. And watching other CEOs do it and learning from you guys is really made me be able to do what I'm doing.
Yeah. And I love what you said. You can't be the chief and the Indian, because module 1 is literally from salesperson to CEO, how to make that shift and it's hard for a lot of people, because how do you let go of those sales, but then get into the place where you're really supporting your team? And one of the ways we do that through WLCEO is we give you an entirely done for you training program for your new agents. How has that, having your new hire training and having our team available to train your team members, how has that been helpful for you in this first, especially 90 days and ramping up 17 people basically overnight into your structure?
Well, I couldn't have done it without it, because there is not enough of me to teach people how to be me. There's not enough of hours in the day for me to sit down. And I will tell you that one of the things that I do that's a little different maybe than some people is I do have a hand in mentoring each agent, but it's once they're done with the training that you guys provide, where they have a firm understanding of everything. And it's things that they come to me like, what do you recommend in this situation with resorts? Or what do you recommend in this situation with, trying to close the sale? It's not, how do I book a cruise, or how do I book Disney? So that the having the basics out of the way really frees me up to help them have a better understanding of things that are a little more developed.
And that's the mentorship part. Isn't it so much less exhausting than it would be if you had to handhold every brand new, imagine 17 brand new people, teaching them every little thing that they need to learn. It would take you like a couple of years to get to that place, versus putting them through a system, a process, a training program, and then you get to do and focus on what you love. Because you told me that was important at the beginning. You said, I really have a big heart for leadership. I know I want to do that part, but you do until you do the first 5 or 6, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted.
I know. And
people, right?
Yeah. And a lot of times I'll even ask them, did you do that unit in the TPTK? Did you get that done?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of skimmed it. Okay, go rewatch it and go redo
And
it.
then come back and see me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's done for you. I love that.
You've got this training at your fingertips. You need to use it.
I love
And
that.
most of them do. And it's been a huge help, freeing me up so that I can do other things.
Absolutely. Lori, what do you feel like's been your biggest win or celebration since starting Wanderlust CEO? I mean, besides the almost $1 million in sales at this point.
I mean, you can't, that money talks.
Money does talk, it does.
Money does talk. I think for me, a lot of it comes with the freedom of knowing that I am my own boss, that I don't have to report to anybody, and that I can help others have the kind of freedom financially and otherwise that I do, time wise and with their family, and, being able to do things they've never been able to afford to do because they now have a side hustle. And, I think the biggest thing for me is the effect it's having on the people currently that are in my life, that are the immediate advisors that I've hired, the first 17, like seeing this transform them and their confidence and their seeing them grow. I think that's probably the most rewarding aspect to me about this is the people and the part of that it's having an effect on, because I know when I was selling, I was making money and I was having an effect on people's lives, but now I'm able to help other people experience what I've experienced. And I love that. I love being able to help people chase their dreams.
Yeah, ushering them into the industry. It is, because it is liberating when you have that, wow, I can work from home. Wow, I can be there for my kids. Wow. So to be the leader that gets to then, grow that, I think that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. What would you tell people? Like, I know one of the hardest things in our industry is there is no reason why big hosts would ever share this information with you, because they want you to be under their umbrella for a lifetime to come. And I get that. We are the only company that has a program like this where we will teach you how to launch and scale an agency immediately, right? Overnight. What would you say to that person who's out there and either they've started their agency and they're overwhelmed because they don't have systems, processes, training, or that person who was like you, that maybe they were a super agent, but they have the heart to lead or they want to start their own agency? What would you tell them about Wanderlust CEO, the year-long mastermind?
Oh, I think that you definitely need to bite the bullet and do it. It's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your abilities. It's someone to come alongside you and make sure that you're doing everything you need to do. But also the support that I get on, for me, a lot of it has to do with mindset and the things that I get from you guys that aren't tangible. It's not in a manual. It's not something you can just get and print. It's deeper than that. It's more, helping me change what's going on between my ears. And that is the biggest, what's going on between your ears is the biggest thing that's required to shift from sales to CEO, is, in my opinion. It's what you're telling yourself, and you need people in your life, whether you hire them like Wanderlust CEO or find them elsewhere, which I chose to hire because I didn't have anyone elsewhere to tell me that you can do this and this is what you need to do it. So
I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add to that just to say a good CEO understands it is not your job to know or do everything. A good CEO knows, if I don't know how to do something, I know I need to hire or delegate or fill a gap. And that's what you chose to do. When, we sat down with you, you said, here are my strengths. Here are the things I don't feel so great about. So we talk through, okay, what system or process or what do we need to do to fix those pieces so you can then continue CEOing, right, as you go, but still love your job every day. Because even as I've been a CEO for over a decade now, but there's still crap I hate to do. I had a conversation with my husband today. I'm like, I don't do this back end website stuff. Like, who's going to handle this? It's not my job to do everything. It's my job, but it is my job to make sure it's done. So who am I going to put in place to do those things? And just having a sounding board, I think, as you grow your agency, and just take that pressure and guilt off yourself that you're not responsible for everything. In fact, we can give you a tool, a process, and automation to help with that.
And I think too, one of the things that you guys teach us is, outsourcing and offloading as much as you can. Why not offload training? Why not offload mentoring? Because there's just some things I don't want to pay the stupid tax of learning how to do it by myself. I want to do something that is already a tried and true method. I don't want to waste my time. And I feel like, there's so many. In fact, one of my good friends owns we'll just say a large purveyor of the chicken sandwich company. Yeah. And he told me, he says, you need to hire you a good mentor in the industry. And that's before I ever knew about you. And so, and he said, I can mentor you on some things, but I can't mentor you on your industry. Right. And so when you guys fell in my lap, it was like, whoa, the clouds parted. This is what I've been waiting for. Yeah. It was like, okay, here it is.
The unicorns came out and the angels were singing. Like,
but you know what? I still wasn't sold on it because I didn't want to invest that kind of money myself. I didn't believe that I was, and looking back now, I didn't believe I was worth the expense. And my husband looked me in the eye, and we're still newlyweds. We've just been married over a year. He said, you're either going to do this right or you're not doing it. And if you don't hire Cyndi, you ain't doing it. If you don't hire this, you're not doing this. I said, okay, you're proof spending that money. Let's do it. And I thank him every day. I'm like, thank you for making me do this.
Yeah. So, and it is hard. I think as women, we struggle with that. Like, I should be doing something for my kids or for the house or for the whatever. But the reality is you're not purchasing a fancy purse or fancy shoes or even a nice, amazing vacation. You are purchasing something that's going to support you in mega growth in your agency. So I love that we're just a little over 90 days in. We're going to come back at the end of the year and we'll probably interview you one more time, Lori, if you're open to that. Sure. But I just wanted to do kind of this, it's not even a midpoint. Like, it's like I can't wait to see what we're going to do by the end of the year with your company. I'm so excited. I know. And the great thing about this program is we have so many of these stories coming out. I mean, the other names and the other ladies in the program where we're just like, well, let's talk about it now and share, because we are having that success and it's a beautiful thing. So guys, I want to encourage you, if you are thinking about Wanderlust CEO, this is not like Careers on Vacation. If you've been through Careers on Vacation, where you can get in on a like monthly basis, we have admission. Wanderlust CEO, we only admit 2 to 3 times a year, and it's only if we have space. So even if, like right now, we're not even looking at enrollment until fall, but we already have seats in the fall sold, and we're filming this in May. So go ahead and go to wanderlustceo.com/start and just have a conversation with my team. If your goals align with how we can help you, we'll talk to you about how you can apply for the process and get on the wait list to join the next available session. We can kind of go from there. But Lori, thank you so much for sharing your amazing story today and inspiring everyone. We are going to come back and do a follow-up to this. So this is, we'll call it part 1 for sure. And then we'll loop back. And if you need anything, you know, we're going to be on a call tomorrow, so it'll be fine. Lori, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you over in the call, or in the mastermind. Bye, Lori.
Bye.
Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out my other content to help you grow and scale your very own travel business. And also, I invite you to travel around the world with me and find out what I'm doing in my portable, profitable, award-winning travel business. Check out the videos.